Hello everyone and welcome back to Calmlands. This is the multiplayer co-op with Nordic Farming and we've reached episode number 82. We are at the main farmyard today because we've got 2 tractors set up to 2 balers and we will need to go down to Boomerang Field where we harvested some oats. Looks like Nordic has chosen the Deutz. We will choose the JCB and those oats left straw as a byproduct. So we are going to have to head on down there and get to baling. Oh look, we've got 93% left in the baler. We narrowly missed a extra bale, what we baled up last time, which I think was probably either arrow down or arrow up. And I think I was probably in the JCB last time actually, to be fair, so we are in it again. But Nordic is speeding on down the hill towards Boomerang Field, and I don't know how he's getting away from the JCB. Oh, we are catching up to him now, that is good. But yes, if you recall, last month we had a bit of a nightmare with harvesting Boomerang Field. Our harvesters, the wide headers, did not like the undulation of that field, especially over the far end of it, so we do have some patches of oats which are unharvested. But we will get the straw collected under the bridge and we will be helped by some of our workers grabbing the bales and taking them to the farm silo down near the truck stop. And whilst we are working, we are going to have some of our workers diligently collecting the grass from Grassy Knoll, which was mowed up last time. But again, Nordic and I had some fairly interesting issues around the workers doing that task, so we've decided to windrow the field. That sets a new course for us to have another worker follow with the forage wagon, so they are set here ready to go, so I think we will get them on their way. Alright, Nordic has just pulled up here. He's going to go tell the drivers what to do, give them all the instructions. There we go, windrower is off, and he's heading off to tell the forage wagoner to follow. Right, I can't see that the windrowing is actually taking effect. It kind of looks like it is, but it's not really doing anything because it is the actual width of where the mower went. So yeah, that windrower is the same width as the mower, but it is benefiting because it's setting a new course for our forage wagoner. Right, forage wagoner is away as well and is actually picking up grass, so that is pretty good. We will leave them to their task and the forage wagon person is going to be depositing the grass into our silo, where we can then get it ferried to the bunker. Actually, it might be dropping it in the bunker directly. We'll have to wait and see what Nordic has set it as. But we are approaching Boomerang Field, so we are going to get to baling. And once we are done, we'll be on to probably some liming activity, as we've got a fair few fields that we need to flip. But we've got 2 fields that are not harvested. That is Arrow Up and North Wall, which will probably be ready next month. But we best get started on some of the next season's crop field prep. Right, we have reached the end of the line for our straw baling. Fantastic. Let's stop running and unload the bale. We've got 66% left in there, which is not too shabby. But yes, a sea of bales once again, but this time in Boomerang. And yeah, it's nice to get a good volume of straw from this field. But as discussed, I think last month, because of the oats that we could not harvest from the far side, I think this is probably better suited to a grass field. And it's near Grassy Knoll, which means it's going to be in good proximity to a grass operation that already exists. And it's close to the farm silo, and it's close to the BGA area. So that's going to be perfect, really, for us to have a large source of grass. And I think at either end we might look to put a sheep farm or even a dairy cow farm, which will be interesting projects for the future. Now let's take a little look at what has been going on. I think our workers have been busy. They're still going, actually. I thought they might be a little bit further ahead, but it looks like the headland has been collected, at least. The windrow is still going, so I think I'm just going to nip off to the left here and just take a little look to see where our forage wagon chap may be. Okay, he hasn't gone particularly far, so that's interesting. I wonder how he's getting on. Where is he taking the grass? Is he blocked? What's going on? There we go. We've found him. He was slightly stuck because the waypoint for the drop-off was a little bit too close and it wasn't triggering the unload, but he is away again now, as is our bale collector. So fantastic. We will have to check in on them later again to hope that all the grass has been returned to the farm silo. And we are just coming up on the BGA area where the silage bunker is opened, and we have our new wheel loader being worked by one of the workers, and they are carting the silage from the bunker to the BGA hopper. This is the second BGA which we built last month, and we did set this up, but last time unfortunately our worker got stuck on one of the bales that's in that bale shed there. So all in all, Nordic and I did not have a lot of luck last time. We had quite a few things go wrong, but hopefully we've learnt from all the mistakes and all the happenings, and we are underway efficiently once again. But yes, we'll come back and inspect that probably at the end of the day as well. We'll have to come and lime Lakeside Field, so we'll have good view of the bunker worker in full swing. But let's get the baler back to the yard. We can get washed up. The baler parked away, and we'll be switching to the spreader because we've got some liming to be getting on with. Back at the yard, and Nordic is washed up, I think, but we will get the baler washed up and parked away as well. Baler washed and serviced, and we are grabbing the second spreader. There we go, the Amazon. Got a little bit of lime left in here, but our auger masters are meeting us over by the field we are starting at, and I think we've got quite a lot of fields that we need to lime spread. The hillside, pig farm, cowman, south bank and lakeside, so lots to be cracking on with. But whilst we wait for our auger masters to come along to the field, they are down at the truck stop, so they take a little while to get up here. We are going to grab some lime ourselves from the cooperative. Nordic is ready and making the U-turn back after filling up here. This fill up is very quick, which is super handy. Our old lime sheds used to take an absolute age to fill up our lime spreaders and the auger wagons. Right, we are going to crack on. I think we're starting with hillside, then we move on to pig farm, and then it'll be on to cowman, south bank and lakeside. Okay, that is Pig Farm Field and Hillside Field all limed up. The auger wagons made it up the hill. Well, actually, there's one stuck on the hill over there. I think they are still moving very slowly. Seems to be a bit of a traction issue with this particular auger wagon because it is towed rather than actually hitched onto the truck. So Nordic tells me. But here, I think with this liming, we can actually switch to a GPS track, which I think Nordic is potentially setting up right now. Right, Nordic has kindly set up the GPS track for liming, and we are going to manage the headland. There we go. And the benefit of the GPS track means that it keeps us nice and straight. We are efficient in our rows and our runs, and it's not really essential for the smaller fields because it's just not worth it. But for fields like Lakeview and then South Bank and Cowman, it's definitely going to be worthwhile to have. But on to more liming. I think try and get all of these done fairly sharpish. And then we've got a few things to check on later on this afternoon. The forage wagoning down at Grassy Knoll, and the silage being put in the BGA from the bunker by our worker. And aha, here is one of our fields that is yet to be harvested. It is North Wall. I'm giving it a little sprinkle of lime, I ought to be careful there. That has soybeans in, so look forward to that harvest. That should be quite lucrative. And that will be the first time we harvest that field, so that will be nice to get done. And then we have Arrow Up Field, which I can't remember what crop it has in it. I think it might be barley or wheat, but we will have to wait and see. But for the time being, it is lime, lime, lime. On to South Bank we go. Nordic is setting up the GPS route for that. We have just accomplished the liming of Lakeview and Cowman Field. Two fairly sizable fields, so we had GPS tracks running for those. I had to set the one up for Cowman, and it's quite easy to do really. We go into a field, set the right heading, and then we have to save the track. But if Nordic is doing it, I just have to make sure I've got the right one selected. So we want to be looking for a South Bank and South Bank Lime. There we go, fantastic. Right, I think Nordic is probably going to get refilled by the auger wagon before we get started. That makes sense. I think we've got an auger wagon on the top of South Bank, and then there's one at the bottom. You can't see because it's too far, but there is one at the usual mother bin spot down at the bottom of South Bank Field. Now, Nordic and I were just talking about whether we would ever want to combine the Cowman Field to the right and South Bank Field to the left to make it one absolutely gargantuan field, but I think we've decided that we'll actually keep them separate. It will not make much sense to combine them, because it will then mean we've got one massive field with a massive amount of crop in it, and having two separate fields obviously gives us more flexibility to what we can drill or plant. And also the logistics is quite important as well. We've got vehicles that need to maneuver around the field, mother bins that need to be present and nearby for us to unload when we harvest, or for us to fill up from when we're doing liming. So that is an important aspect to consider as well. It's all not just massive fields. We need some space for loading, unloading, and having the right crop selections. And South Bank is pretty big in its own right, so I think we will leave it alone. But good to get this limed. This is the penultimate field I think we have to lime. This one, and then Lakeside. And once we're done with Lakeside, I think we can check in on the BGA and bunker work, and also see how the forage wagon is doing. And looks like our bale collector is busy collecting the bales from Boomerang. Right, let's crack on, get some more lime on the ground, and then we'll see how we're doing for time. And that is the liming all done. Fantastic. Right, that felt like an absolute mission, project Lime, getting all of that done. we have done Hillside, Pig Farm, Lake View, Cowman, South Bank and Lakeside. So yes, 6 fields that have been limed up. What a mission. But I'm going to come along and park next to Nordic here. I think we will be leaving these machines here. And we'll do a quick inspect on our bunker worker, because I'm keen to see how they've been getting on. It looks like, oh yeah, they made a good dent. They're not picking up from the ground here. I guess they will have to come and scrape the bottom as they go. But here we go. We have got, Christ, 610,476 litres still remaining. So it's probably about halfway emptied is my guess. And that's probably because there is still quite a bit on the bottom layer. But yes, they've probably just gone under halfway, I'd say. So it takes a full game day, or near enough a full game day, to empty half of the bunker if you're doing it as a one-man band with a wheel loader. Now what is a shame is we did previously have a silage fork that was a much bigger capacity, but it was one that folded out and our worker did not like using that. So yes, unfortunately we had to go for a slightly smaller one that did not fold, but nonetheless it's still performing pretty well. And this wheel loader is pretty cool. I do like the style of this one. Very nice indeed. Right, we've got one more set of workers to go check in on, and that is the forage wagoning and the windrowing that took place earlier today. The windrowing will most certainly be done, but is the forage wagoning complete? Just heading up to Grassy Knoll, and here is our Ginny running past with the forage wagon, so they must still be busy at work. Oh, and in the distance I can see our bale collector still grabbing the bales from Boomerang. I think they will be there for quite a while. But how well are we doing? It looks like, I think they forage wagoned about half of the field. And there's a good fair few rows remaining. Now, of course, the windrowing has crossed the lines where we did the mowing, because there was a slither that was missed. But we needed to do the windrowing to sort of regenerate a track for our worker to follow with the forage wagon. But the Schluter has finished the job, so that is fantastic. I think we can probably just move this out of the way so the forage wagon is not going to collide with it. There we go, we can park that up there nicely, and I think the windrower can probably live in our little grass yard area on the plateau in the trees over there where we were storing the mowers. And what is in here? Barley. It is barley in Arrow Upfield, so that is good news. Oh, the old Jenny has dropped the grass into the farm silo and is back for another run. I think we'll just roll this bale into the silo. Hopefully that is going to go in there. Yes, it is. Fantastic. But there we go. We are done for today. So I hope you have enjoyed watching. If you have, remember to drop a like and subscribe. Check out Nordic's channel for his perspective on today's session. And if you've got any tips, tricks or things you'd like us to do, feel free to leave a comment. And in particular, Nordic and I will be looking to build an airport on the grass patch adjacent to Boomerang Field. So if you've got any suggestions of things we could utilise to make a decent airport, then please let us know. But I hope to see you again next time on Calm Lands. Until then, catch you later. Cheers all. Bye bye.